lot of stuff moving around in the welterweight rankings tonight. You got Islam Makhachev taking the #1 spot. You got number 9 beating number 4, number 8 beating number 2. So a lot of movement here at 170 pounds. Welterweight looking like a very, very intriguing division. And in addition to everything that we had going on tonight, we also got Bilal Muhammad and Ian Machado Gary taking on each other next week in Qatar. So, John, I'll start with you. When you look at those welterweight rankings, what's standing out to you, and where does your mind go in terms of matchmaking the new champ?
Well, Carlos Prates stands out in any number of different levels, right? I believe he is the hardest guy with whom to contend on the feet for everybody else in this welterweight division. I don't think he's going to be next because Michael Morales went out and did that to the best wrestler consensus-wise other than Islam Makhachev in the division. So I don't think they're going to do Morales versus Prates. I think Dana was very excited with what Morales was able to do tonight. But I'm telling you, this Carlos Prates, over 100 combat sports appearances, 30th pro MMA fight tonight. I don't know why he was on the Contender Series a few years ago. Should have been in the Octagon a long time ago.
Well, and if all of this wasn't enough, then you also got the lightweight champion, who was just recently the featherweight champion, Ilia Topuria. He was out there on X, already calling out, of course, Islam Makhachev. No surprise here. Jack needs an entire camp dedicated just to wrestling. What a disappointment of a champion. You should go to Georgia to learn something. Nothing like kicking the former champ when he's down there, Ilia Topuria. And then he turns his attention to Islam. Islam, you need something you can't train. Emotion. You're the most boring thing in this game. Every day, I'm more certain I put you to sleep. Chael, you seem to you appreciate the gamesmanship there from Ilia.
I do, just because Ilia spread it around. Look, I think if that fight's going to happen, and I think that there's a little distance between this fight. I'll just share for you guys. I think if it does happen, it's more likely to happen with Ilia entering 170 pounds. I offer you that because that would be a champ opportunity. I don't know that I'm bullish on this idea happening at all. I'm just sharing with you. I think if those boys want to get this figured out, it's going to involve Ilia coming up much more than Islam is going to return.
Anthony, I think they're right, and like Habib said earlier this week that he feels it's the biggest fight in the UFC right now that you can make, Ilia versus Islam, and especially after what happened tonight, I wouldn't say that he's wrong. What do you think about Ilia potentially moving all the way up to 170 pounds, though?
You know what? Before we seen the tweet come out, I had a lot of really good ideas. Like the Prates Morales thing sounded like a lot of fun. I was like, we don't want to burn two really hot prospects that could still continue to grow. I still feel like there's a lot, especially from Morales. I think he's got a lot of room to continue to get better.
And after the tweet.
Then after the tweet, I don't know why we wouldn't do that. I don't know why that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I think that the White House card obviously sounds really cool, but I can't think of anybody that's more equipped to handle the type of problems that Islam brings to the table. And I can't think of anybody in welterweight right now, not named Sean Brady, that has the ability to defend takedowns and grapple at the level that Islam Makhachev grapples at. And that's just me being honest. I'm not saying that nobody could beat him. I'm just saying I think Ilia Topuria is, in this group of people that he could fight, is the best equipped to deal with that part of Islam's game.
Well, we've only talked about 20 names in the welterweight division. We still haven't even mentioned Shavkat Rakhmonov, who finished last year with a victory. We have not seen him in 2025 due to various issues, but he was out there on X as well, congratulating the new champion, and he was saying that he will be ready to go in 2026. Obviously right there, but in terms of missing all of 2025, where do you think he fits into this conversation?
He's going to need at least one more, and certainly disappointing for him that when he fought Ian Machado Gary, there wasn't an interim belt on the line. But the issue for me with the Topuria thing, and I can't always be living in this meritocracy, but we have 4 #1 welterweight contenders without him, right? The winner of Ian Machado Gary, Bilal Muhammad, Kamaru Usman potentially, and then the 2 guys who won tonight. So I know the promotion cuts my check, but part of me is like, what are we doing moving a featherweight up to 70 when you got all these guys waiting in the wings?
I kind of feel the same way. I think the only answer is Islam Makhachev has got to fight about 10 times in 2026 to get through all of these options, because they are all very, very good ones.